Never miss the latest Game Tea. Check us out on social media. You can find us on Facebook at The Game Tea Podcast, and you can find us on Twitter at Game Tea Podcast X. We post memes, gaming news, retweet friends of the pod, and of course, let you know when new episodes are available for your sippin' pleasure. Links are all available in the description of this episode, so check them out after the show, and thank you so much for listening to the Game Tea Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Game Tea Podcast with no JP. I think this is our fourth time doing this without him.
Part 4!
I am one of your hosts, Peaches.
Hey, I'm Zach.
And I'm Czar.
What do we got going on?
Guys, it's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas. For video games.
In June.
It's that time of the year, baby.
So when this episode goes live, this will be our Wednesday episode, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So we have just seen the Xbox, and we told ourselves before, we're not going to watch. It's going to get us too hyped, and we were right. We are too hyped. We're going to try and focus this on just Summerfest.
I want to talk Xbox.
And save our Xbox stuff for when Czar's gone. Saturday. And yeah. So
before we get into it, Zach, what the hell have you been up to? You've been trucking along.
Oh my God, guys. So let me tell you, this was my summer to-do list. Games to beat. All right. I'm going to go quick. I'm going to go fucking rapid fire. All right. Kirby Star Allies, Ori 2, Wonderful 101, BioShock, Borderlands 2, Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 9, Hollow Knight, Mario & Rabbids, Luigi Mansion 3, New Super Mario Bros. U, Outlast plus the DLC, Paper Mario, Pikmin 3, Splat 2 Octo Expansion, Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC, Super Mario 3D All-Stars. That includes Galaxy 64 and Sunshine, Sonic Mania, Super Mario 3D World, and Bowser's Fury, Resident Evil 4, and Hyrule Warriors plus Captain Toad.
Great. Googly moogly. You realize there's only 24 hours in a day, right, my dude?
And thankfully I'm a teacher, so I have summer break right now. So I have been optimizing my time to play video games. And it has been great so far, guys. And I didn't put this because I beat it the last week of school. I beat Yoshi's Crafted World, Kirby Star Allies, BioShock. Just beat that last night. I'm cooler, internet. Thank you. Outlast. And I even played it at night. So I want to throw up points for that.
Mad props.
Watch my stream if you want to see me cry like a baby and get frustrated.
Savage
New
fan.
Super Mario Bros. U, Super Mario 3D All-Stars, but just Galaxy. I still got to beat 64 and Sunshine, but I'm close. I'm close, guys. Bowser's Fury, Sonic Mania, and Resident Evil 4. And I also beat Panzer Dragoon and Skyrim. So basically what I'm trying to tell you guys is I'm a proficient gamer. Okay?
This is some fucking heavily optimized time. I gotta say, that is more. I've been playing nothing but Mass Effect Legendary Edition since May 14th.
Yep.
So,
yep.
And I know that you've had a great time.
Yeah, no, I've been loving it. No complaints.
Czar, what are you doing, Czar? Where's your gaming props at? What are you doing with your summer?
I'm in the same boat as Ches. I'm just trucking along with Mass Effect Legends, and I also downloaded Binding of Isaac on my Switch, so not making any progress in any games.
I'm really disappointed on that Binding of Isaac thing still.
I bought a Xbox, guys. I don't know if we have recorded
I think
one
we've
since
mentioned
I bought
that
one.
before, and you're adding to your backlog with all that Game Pass stuff, but I think it's about time we get into the Summerfest, eh?
Hold on. That's my favorite thing.
All right, fine.
I am not buying another game on my Switch until I clear my backlog and I make sure it's not on Game Pass first.
But Mario Golf comes out soon.
I already bought that one. That doesn't count. Nintendo first-party exclusives I know aren't coming to Xbox. I knocked on wood just in case, because Xbox is literally buying everything that moves right now. Xbox, you can buy Game Tea for a small sum. I'm just letting you know, $1 million.
Just a real. You guys would go for $1 million? I'd go for cheaper.
Hell, I'd go for $10.
Hey, shut up, Czar. God damn it. Work with inflation, all right? All right. So I got that out. So I'm just letting you guys know that's my new plan to stop my gaming issues. And now I'm ready to start with Summerfest.
Well, now that you're clearing out your backlog, it's looking like a good time to add more to it with all this stuff from Summer Game Fest. So, just to get us started, how about like this small little title that, it went a little under the radar. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, shown from Gearbox right off the bat at Summer Game Fest.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
I love dragons. Did you like the dragons, Czar?
I absolutely love the dragons. It was really cool watching Jeff Keighley come out on stage and like talk for 10 seconds. And then all of a sudden we just jump right into Tiny Tina's Wonderland. The dragons are amazing, but how about that cast of characters? We got Andy Samberg. Yeah. Wanda Sykes.
Guys.
Will Arnett. Are you kidding me?
This is huge.
Anything is possible.
With the right amount of money, as Xbox has shown us, you can do anything.
Absolutely.
When does it become a monopoly?
When, there's not like two other giant companies competing with them.
One giant, it's the three-headed dragon. It's definitely the three-headed dragon. We'll say that.
Sure, yeah. They definitely corner the market the most.
No, you know what I mean? Like the three dragon memes, like two heads are like looking all fierce and shit.
Yeah,
and then Nintendo's all like,
there's two angry heads and then one stupid face.
Yeah. We'll have Czar post to Twitter so you guys can catch up. All right.
I'm not the Twitter guy. I'm the editor.
Tiny JP was the social media guy.
JP, I miss you. Back to Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Stallion.
Do we know anything about this?
Yeah, we know a little bit.
There was... Oh my god, this came out of nowhere for me. Like, I knew I wanted new stuff from Gearbox, and I gotta say, I'm pretty pleased with them showing this, because, well, honestly, I would have been fine with them just showing Butt Stallion attacking a dragon and nothing else.
Well, what's cool is it's its own standalone game. Yes, it's a spin-off, but as Ashley Bush, I think was her name, the voice for Tiny Tina, it's not Borderlands, it's its own game, and there's going to be diverging aspects to this game that really differentiate between its, main predecessor, which is specific character customization, which has always been lacking in the Borderlands franchise. And now there's even a new spell casting ability.
I can get down with that.
So, I mean, it's going full tabletop RPG, Dungeons and Dragons. And we got a little taste of this with the Bunkers and Badasses Assault on Dragon Keep DLC. And I think we're going to see more of that integration with a lot of those classic Borderlands themes that we know and love.
Yeah, I would really love to see like just a Borderlands type game, but expanding on it massively with like the things you're talking about, character customization, the added like spell casting, and I really wonder how divergent the gameplay is going to be. Is it still going to be a loot and shoot at its core?
Yeah.
Or are they really changing it up entirely?
Well, Tiny Tina herself did say that yes, it's still going to be a loot and shoot. They're not gonna get away too heavily from that because it works for them. And like, what else are you supposed to do in a Bunkers and Badass game with Tiny Tina?
The last time the last time Tiny Tina was mentioned by name in a Borderlands DLC was in Borderlands 2. So I wonder, is she going to be a much bigger focal point of this game?
Well, what I'm really curious about is, they listed Andy Samberg, Wanda Sykes, Will Arnett, but Borderlands games start at least before pre DLC with 4 characters. Mm-hmm. But they also listed Ashley Bush, and I have no idea if I'm getting her last name wrong, so I'm really sorry.
Ashley Birch.
Ashley Birch, yes, not Bush, Birch.
You're close.
Yeah, it was a plant.
And she is really good as Tiny Tina and also Aloy for.
Yeah, that's right. But I'm wondering if she herself, Tiny Tina, is the 4th playable character.
It would make sense, but at the same time, would her name be in the title if she was one of the playable characters?
You wouldn't think so, because I mean, I'm going to refer, she's technically, for all intents and purposes, the Dungeon Master. Her official title is Bunker Master. But, you know, as a Dungeon Master in Dungeons and Dragons, you do not interact with the players. Like, you are not a part of the game. And so that's just really confusing to me. Like, is she a playable character, or is she just, you know, the Bunker Master?
That's a lot of really good questions, and I honestly don't even have a guess. Zach, what do you think?
I think Zara makes a good point. I think it'd be kind of silly to not have her in there. But I also think, what's the Bethesda? No, I said Bethesda. Sorry, the Gearbox, the robot in Borderlands called.
Oh, Claptrap.
Claptrap.
Maybe she's just a Claptrap character, you know? Like, she kind of moves the plot along. You don't play as Claptrap, do you? I guess I never beat Borderlands.
You do
I think
in the
you play as him in
pre-sequel.
one of them.
Yeah, the pre-sequel.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, maybe it's like something like that. But yeah, you're right. I think you made a good point about how, like, that's kind of how Dungeons and Dragons work. But I'm all here for it. I'm excited, and I just want to see, like, gameplay. I think this would benefit heavily from a demo.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh yeah, but I mean, not till 2022 is the release date we have right now. So.
Early, but yeah. So next year. Adding on to the character thing just a little bit more, I did notice that it said Tiny Tina, you know, like Ashley Birch and her faithful companion Butt Stallion. I think it would make sense that she would be a playable character, and her ultimate ability, like her RB on the Xbox, so to speak, is, you know, summoning Butt Stallion, much like a turret or like a robot drone.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put my money that she is.
What if it was just Butt Stallion, and like, why can't Butt Stallion just be his own thing? Why does he need to be tied to Tiny Tina?
Well, because, I mean, it even said that Butt Stallion was Tiny Tina's faithful steed.
Let Butt Stallion be his own man or woman or NB.
Butt Stallion doesn't exist.
All right.
Anywho,
I think we've exhausted. We're talking about Butt Stallion on his own here. I think we should probably move on to the next thing, huh?
We've entered Butt Stallion territory. We need to move on.
All right. So, Zach, you have a few things highlighted here. What? I see Metal Slug Tactics. Is this something that you were interested in?
Oh, I'm pumped about that one too.
I am not even a little excited for this.
Oh,
But
well, I stand alone.
It did happen. So, Zara, tell me what you're excited for this.
Okay, well, I remember this game as that classic 90s franchise, and fuck is it hard. It is like your frustrating side scroller, one hit you're dead, start over at the beginning of the level, and it's fucking awful, but it's so fun, and it's so just over the top, Michael Bay explosions everywhere. And, you know, I'm really excited about this because maybe I'll actually be good at this game, since it is a tactical grid-based game, which, you know, going from a frustrating as hell side-scroll shooter to a tactics game, that's a pretty big leap, but it looks like they're doing it very, very well. And they're taking some inspiration from some other, like, really big grid-based tactical games that are eluding me currently. But yeah, other than that,
Into the Breach. I don't know if you ever played that one. It's a grid-based tactic game.
Yeah. That's actually the one I was trying to think of.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like an arcadey. It looked like a game that you would play at an arcade to me. Like,
Well, it was.
if you're into that.
It was originally, but, you know, Xbox then, you know, kind of owned the IP and brought it to everything for free. So that's how I've gotten to play it.
Hey, well, you know what? I'm glad you got something to look forward to.
Yeah.
It's not for me. It's not for Zach.
And the reason it's not for me is because of what Zara said. It's just totally like, people like, what is this franchise been dormant for, like, forever? Like, I want to say like at least 15 years. And so it kind of stinks that they just went and did something totally off the walls with it, but maybe it'll be good. Maybe I'll be wrong, but just like Peaches said, it ain't for me. Do you want to talk about the next game?
Let's move on.
I mean, we can get into it.
All right, so there is Death Stranding Director's Cut, and basically Jeff Keighley's got a thing for Hideo Kojima, and it's fine because a lot of the internet does too, and Hideo Kojima is a great artist. But yeah, it was kind of an awkward interview where he referenced like 9/11, and it was like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he did that like 2
You
or
can
3
do that,
times.
I guess free speech is a thing. And it looked like a Death Stranding fusion with Solid Snake. Why can't I think of that? Metal Gear Survive, right?
Metal Gear. Well, see,
you.
I thought that they were just kind of memeing on Metal Gear because it was like an old Hideo Kojima thing. Like I saw them messing around with the box.
Yeah, I was really confused about that.
Yeah, like it seemed like they were just like being like, "Hey, you guys remember how Hideo Kojima worked on Metal Gear?" Anyways, this has nothing to do with that, but we do remember.
It was like 2.5 minutes of Norman Reedus taking a box out of a shelf and then like dumping it out, and then he jumps into the box and then stands up.
Right.
There's like 5 or 10 seconds that pass, and he's just crouched in this box. He's like, huh, okay, and then he puts the box back on the shelf. Like, what the fuck? And that was it. It
felt really weird. It felt long to be like an Easter egg, like referencing Metal Gear. Is like that's the only thing. If it was just supposed to be a quick, funny reference, it took way too long for it.
I was like, are they like showing off new graphics and like physics towards the game or something? Because it did look very standard, and it did seem very Easter eggy to me.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have a lot to say about Death Stranding. I don't really care about it. I think the game itself looks kind of boring. It's not for me. What do you guys think about it?
Norman Reedus is cool. That's about it.
Yes.
All right. Moving on to the next thing then, because fuck it.
And when we say that, like, I love just saying, like, please give us your input on what you think. We're not the end all be all. We just like to
what are
enjoy-
you guys hyped about?
Yeah, if you like Death Stranding, all power to you. It's not for me.
We're happy you're happy.
But Jurassic World Evolution 2. Now, if I remember correctly, isn't Jurassic World Evolution like the Zoo Tycoon, but with Jurassic Park, like, you know, dinosaurs?
110% correct.
Did this need to be a second game, or could they just have made this like DLC?
Probably DLC. Jeff Goldblum's face, you know, just reported it all. It just said everything that he felt about this game, that he was bored, it was unnecessary, and he didn't even know why the fuck he was at the Summer Game Fest.
Hey, that's Jeff Goldblum normally. Like, come on, he looked bored in a Marvel movie for the most part. Like,
I mean,
it's
that's
just Jeff Goldblum.
Hey,
that's true.
Jeff Goldblum went to Thor Ragnarok, and they were like, all right, Goldblum it up, baby, and he did.
I thought it was really funny how Goldblum kept making fun of the world premieres.
Oh, I missed that. Like, honestly, I didn't get to catch. Like, I was playing Mass Effect 3 while this was going on, so it was on a side.
Peaches, do your job.
It was on a side monitor, all right.
In his defense, it kind of is his job.
But I am doing my job by playing Mass Effect 3. Anyways, on Jurassic World Evolution 2, I love the idea of like Zoo Tycoon with dinosaurs, because fucking who doesn't love dinosaurs, my guy?
Right.
Probably the people that like Death Stranding, maybe. I don't know. But I think it's a really cool concept. I just really wish that like they weren't, I don't know, stretching it for more money than what it's worth. Like I hope this is a big enough game to justify a second release rather than just adding on to the old game.
Yeah. Okay. And kind of on this note, and I've been thinking about this for a long time, and this may be a good question for answering gaming's biggest questions, but you know, we just talked about Norman Reedus and Death Stranding, and now we're talking about Jeff Goldblum. And obviously he has a presence in the announcement, and most likely the game. I don't know why he'd be there if he wasn't in the game, but will the game be worth buying, or will it sell well? Because I feel like celebrities are starting to hop onto this fad that is, you know, being the face of a game. Mm-hmm. You know, the example we have is Cyberpunk. We had Keanu Reeves as the face of Cyberpunk. We have Norman Reedus as the face of Death Stranding. We have Giancarlo Esposito, the guy who played Gus Fring, Moff Gideon, as the face of Far Cry 6. Does that justify a game as being good? Will it sell well? Is it gonna be worth buying, or is this just a fad that's gonna start tanking games?
I think we can see with sales that attaching a big celebrity as the face of your game definitely improves sales. Zach, what are your... Actually, maybe we should save this for... I don't know if it's big enough, but what do you think, Zach?
Yes.
Yes.
So, yep, celebrities help sales. And as long as that's the case, we're going to keep seeing this, I think.
I think so, too. And I mean, it's really cool when you have that pop up, but now I feel like we're just seeing it too much, and it takes away from how special it is when, you know, someone from a completely different industry comes in and starts, you know, assisting the gaming industry.
See, and the thing, we've had big celebrities in gaming for a while, if you really think about it. I mean, I say big celebrities, you know, people might classify big celebrities as different things, but, you know, like Nathan Fillion, he was in Halo ODST, and he was also in Destiny and Destiny 2.
Yeah.
And we've got, I mean, there's also like Easter egg stuff, like Conan O'Brien and Andy D. Richter. You remember they were in Halo 3? Halo 4, maybe? Like they were just like two Marines talking.
Don't remember that, but that's hilarious.
Yeah, and like I'm sure there's other ones that I'm not thinking about right now, but like there have been big actors and actresses like in gaming quite a bit, and it does seem like more now that like the big actor / actress is like the face of the game to help sell it, as in the case of Keanu Reeves for Cyberpunk. And what did you say the actor's name was for the guy that's Moff Gideon that's going to be in Far Cry 6?
Well,
yeah, I can't. It looks like Giancarlo, like Gian Carlo, but we don't have to get into that right now. Mr. Esposito is as the face of
Far Cry 6.
Far Cry 6. So, as long as it helps sell games, I'm sure it'll keep happening, but I don't mind it as long as the game is still quality.
Yeah, I just hope they don't coast on the fact that they have a celebrity as the face, because I don't want to see the gameplay and game dynamics go to dog shit just to see a cool celebrity come in and make appearances.
Right.
Yo, I'm with you. This is turning into like one of those talks you talked about. Like, what do we call those things?
Answering gaming's biggest
takes?
questions. Yeah, we should come back to this.
Yeah.
Somebody write that shit down.
But I want to save it. Dinosaurs, they're cool. Is it just an expansion? I don't know, but it looked pretty cool.
It looked pretty.
All right. What's the next one you guys want to talk about? I don't really have anything to say about Sable. There's not enough on it.
Yeah, we got Sable by Shedworks. I don't have much on that. We got Lost Ark.
Then that was this is like an Amazon thing, right? Smilegate RPG?
Yeah, I think this was an Amazon one.
Amazon actually made a really cool world. And, you know, if this game is actually good, welcome to the gaming world, Amazon. I mean, they were really trying hard with this presentation because it was brought to you by Prime Gaming. The entire Summer Game Fest is sponsored, or maybe even presented by Amazon Prime Gaming.
Yeah, Amazon's just gonna fucking buy everything one of these days, and I'm not looking forward to it.
I mean, I'm actually starting to be on Team Amazon and letting them into the gaming industry. They might be making some really cool things.
I'm gonna be honest, my hopes for Amazon as a game studio is very low.
My expectations are low, but, you know, that doesn't mean that they can't be well exceeded.
We'll see what they do. I don't know. You guys have anything on Lost Ark as the game? I mean, Amazon is a whole weird subject.
It's supposed to be like Diablo. Yes, that's the vibe I got from it.
Yeah.
That was Peaches' note. Peaches, I talked for you. That's okay.
Yeah, thank you. I was looking at this game and I couldn't really tell what it wanted to be.
That could be bad.
Yeah, as far as like gameplay and what it was trying to be, I didn't really care about that. But it looked cool and the world looked, you know, just immersive and deep. It had a lot of depth to it.
Yeah, I mean that's all. I think that's all we got to say on this one. Ready to move on to Call of Duty Warzone? I can finish this in 2 seconds. I don't really care, and I think anybody that actually plays Warzone doesn't really care.
Moving on.
All right. Among Us. More updates. I mean, meh. I like Among Us. Good luck getting 10 friends together to play it.
You can get the Jeff Keighley mask in Among Us right now.
I would rather have that Ratchet and Clank thing, but I think that's a PS5 exclusive, so fuck you, Among Us.
So I'm gonna kind of go through these, and I want you guys to stop me when you have something to say, because like this is where Summerfest kind of got on the, I don't want to say boring side, but
it just kind of got a little monotonous.
So let's see, there's you said Call of Duty Warzone Season 4, cool. Among Us update roadmap, cool. Chicory, A Colorful Tale, which came out that day. Salt and Sacrifice, Solar Ash. And I'm going to stop here because Solar Ash, Peaches, you said you're kind of conflicted on this game. Tell me more.
So this game, it looks kind of like platformy, but we saw a little bit of this game back at the Sony State of Play a while back when Sony State of Plays had more than one game to show. This game, it looks super interesting. Like, it has that like fluid motion that you see in games like Ori and the Blind Forest, but it's also like, it looks open world and platformy, but it also looks kind of boring gameplay wise sometimes. I don't know. It's just,
I'm pretty sure it's
I don't know
still
what to make of it.
It's an indie title, and so I mean it is going to be really empty, but the way the colors flow and move and the environment and how you traverse across the environment looks really cool. It kind of has a Shadow of the Colossus feel to it.
Yeah, there's definitely like Shadow of the Colossus vibes, because they're like the things that you take down are like these big, I don't want to call them monsters, but titans maybe, I don't know,
something like that.
They're not like scary like monsters, but they're just like, they're like Colossus. No, because Shadow of the Colossus is the name of it. I don't know, they're just like these big things, big old guys walking around, and you got to take them down,
and you rollerblade on top of them and then go stab them in the eye.
You don't even stab them necessarily. It's like you just like ride over these specific parts, and like, then I don't know,
activate certain levers and switches.
It's so weird. I can't get a read on this game. It could be fun, but it also, like, it gives me, like, it just kind of empty, boring world vibes.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. You guys, Zach, anything?
No, and, God, okay, we'll keep going, then I'll save my overall thoughts at the end. Chivalry 2.
Cool looking game.
I mean, Chivalry 2 is just, it's a big game for some people. It's not for me. I played Mordhau, which is basically like a copy of it, and it's fine. Not my thing.
Yeah, it's got like 64 player lobbies. Y'all just duke it out with crossbows and swords and chop off each other's heads and limbs.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a sequel. Oh, sorry. It's a hack and slash action game. So exactly like you said.
Yeah.
All right, so that was Chivalry 2. Like I said, I think it's funny like how diverse gaming is. People want to say like gaming is not really going anywhere, but there are so many different
Who says that?
games.
Where do they live?
They're just like, oh, like Mitchell even said it. He goes, there's like Call of Duty like 74. Like, I wish they would just do something new. It's like people are doing stuff new. It's just when you do something new, you're taking a big risk. But yeah. Let's see. Where was I going with this, and why am I bringing this up?
Wait, we're just moving past Chivalry. I know it's big for some people, and honestly, Chivalry 2 has been out for a while. Was this just announcing that's going to systems?
I think, yeah, and it released that day, right?
There was a DLC or some sort of add to it.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're excited for Chivalry, awesome. Moving on to Valorant New Agent. I mean, what a nothing thing for Riot to show. Just drop the New Agent on YouTube, and you'll get the same reaction. Who cares?
Right. It was kind of silly, but whatever.
Escape from Tarkov, new map coming out. I'm like,
I thought that was a horror game.
It's funny you say that. I say it's a horror game, but technically it's not in the horror genre, but I am like constantly peeing my pants playing it.
Well, I mean, because the Valorant we saw at Summer Game Fest really looked like a battle royale or some shit. And I was like, I thought this was a horror game. I thought you were getting attacked by monsters and shit.
Yeah, Escape from Tarkov, it's not a battle royale. Like, you go into a map and,
or PvP, I guess.
Yeah, it's a PvP game. I don't really even know what to classify it. You go in, you get stuff you need, or you just go looking for fights with people, or you try to complete quests that are on these maps. It's fun. I enjoy it.
It reminds me of like RuneScape, where you PvP and you lose all your stuff.
Yeah, and like if you die on this map, you bring in like a preset loadout, and if you die, you lose your stuff.
Bummer.
So yeah, it's cool. I like it. New map isn't like, people have known about this map coming out for a while, so it's not really that crazy. 2 Point Campus. You guys got any thoughts on this one?
It's the same people who did 2 Point Hospital, which came on the Switch, which people like enjoyed, like just kind of like going full crazy mode. But it's just like you're taking control of like a college now, which I guess makes sense with the name. Yeah, that's really all there is to it. We'll see how the reviews shake out. It's more for that creative bunch of people.
It's kind of like I don't even know what the thing to compare to. Like kind of like SimCity, but like more localized, like because you're just running one specific thing.
Well, it looks like The Sims meets some sort of tycoon game. mixed with
Yeah.
like a bunch of random ass shenanigans.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty apt description of what it looks like. I mean, I didn't play Two Point Hospital, so I'm not the best person to speak on it. I'm just saying what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
So, again, if somebody out there does play Two Point Hospital and like to correct us, please do.
We don't know what it is.
Zach, do you have any other thoughts on this one?
Stranger Things, guys, plus Smite. Pretty cool.
Why?
Like why though?
Why?
Like Smite is like a battle, like it's called the battleground of the gods. Why is Stranger Things in there?
Because crossovers.
The fuck is L doing in that sort of a battleground?
All right, so yeah, Stranger Things X Smite. I don't get it, but Zach, you're the bigger Smite fan there, right?
Well, like I literally played it just to get the Avatar skin, and then I stopped playing it. So I mean, the marketing strategy works, obviously, because it got me to re-download it.
Yeah.
I hate MOBAs for the most part. They're too toxic, and like I definitely contribute to the toxicity because I get angry too quick because I'm competitive.
Well, I get angry because other people get angry.
For the listeners, what's a MOBA?
Massive online battle arena.
So basically, you just play as somebody. You pretty much play as like a hero, and you fight with other heroes, and you need teamwork to succeed. And believe it or not, sometimes people don't want to work together.
So like League of Legends?
Exactly like League of Legends.
Yep, MOBA, just a 5v5 massive online battle arena. Generally 5v5 massive online battle
Just
arena.
casual. I'm good.
You try to take you try to take the other people's base and kill the people on the opposing team. Moving on.
Peaches, you had some real salt about this.
Dude, I was bitching about this during us watching the Xbox showcase.
Yeah.
Koch Media are the most annoying fuckers at the showcase or Summer Game Fest, whatever you want to call it. They didn't ever just show the game happening. They were
did not.
always talking over it with some other shit.
Shit, B.
It was really
Like-
frustrating.
Just let the game happen.
Just that usually means they're trying to hide something.
Yeah.
I mean, did you guys have any, like, just as a whole with the, like, stuff from Koch Media, like, what did you think? Because we had, like, Payday 3, I think, wasn't it,
It was lackluster because we didn't see any gameplay and we didn't even really get to see any of the games. We just heard people talking about the games. And you can tell me any story about a video game you plan to make, but unless I actually see the physical product, I'm not going to care.
yeah, it's just, I wish they would have just shown some gameplay, had less people talking over it. And the best description I heard for this was I saw like somebody comment that this didn't feel like a showcase to show to like the consumer or the gamers. This felt like a showcase to show to potential investors and be like, hey, look at what a great investment opportunity we are. And it's go fuck yourself with that. I don't want to see it.
You are 100% right. It really felt like an investor presentation. And I mean, I'm not your investor. I am your consumer. Show me things that I want to see, you know?
Yeah. Zach, do you have any thoughts on the Koch Media part of this as a whole? And then we'll get into some of the games.
I love Coca-Cola. This ain't it, Chief. This ain't it.
There isn't even a K in Coca-Cola.
Exactly. All right. So next up, Payday 3. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, if only they had let, the game do anything on its own.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you like Payday or not by now. It's the third one. More is good. So yeah. That's all I got for that one.
Czar, any thoughts? Or are we ready to just quick move on past that?
Yeah, we just move on past it. I never got into Payday, but I've heard that if you do get into it, you love it. So Payday 3 is exciting.
All right, Crossfire Legion, you guys have any thoughts? I didn't really care about this one. I mean...
Shooters!
It do really be like that, though.
If that's all we got to say, I'll move on to the next one, because I don't have much thoughts beyond that either. New Painkiller game. This one was weird to me, because, I guess it's a reboot of a Painkiller game back in the past. I don't know. I don't get it. I think this was also going on during the Koch Media thing, so fuck it. Then the Anacrusis. This one, I peeked out a little bit. Do you guys remember this one?
Yeah, because it is an Xbox exclusive.
World premiere.
Give me those IPs. I want all the IPs.
Yeah, this one is like, it looks like Left 4 Dead, but in space with all the aliens that look the same, but like bigger or smaller versions of them.
Oh my god, that is exactly word for word what I wrote down in my notes. Get the fuck out of my head, Peaches.
I live there rent free. It's fine, Chess.
No, seriously, what you just said, I don't even have to talk anymore because you just said my point.
Zach, what were your thoughts on this game? Do you remember this one at all, or did you kind of skim over it?
Guys, I literally am. I'm hoping we're almost done with this because I didn't like Summer Game Fest. Let's keep going. I think Jeff Keighley is just like spreading it. Okay, no, I'm gonna calm down.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
We'll get our summation at the end. Yeah, this game didn't look interesting. Like, it didn't look like it added anything enough to the formula of like what a Left 4 Dead should be to make me want to get it. In fact, it actually looked like it had pretty dull shooting mechanics and nothing really exciting.
Yeah.
So with that said, New World was also there. I honestly, the hype for this game for me is dead.
I'm just impressed that it's made by Amazon Game Studios. Like, they are.
I was excited for this game for a long time, and this we've talked about some of the news with it, and it's dead.
Bummer.
It's dead.
Peaches, you might be excited about this next one.
You know, you'd think I would be, but Rocket League and Fast 9 crossover.
Oh, come on. It was so cool watching the cars launch from planes.
So here's the thing. In Rocket League, just to get to the nitty gritty for you guys, you use like one of 3 cars if you're trying to be competitive. And if the car doesn't fit into like one of those like types of hitboxes, it's not going to get used. So
bummer.
I mean, these cars. I mean, I hope it makes it some revenue because I want Rocket League to last for a while because I enjoy playing it. But this does nothing for me. It's just more skins that I'm not going to use.
But skins equal wins.
Skins do equal wins.
Well, not for this guy. At least not for this game, I should say. I do style out on stuff like, like Halo 3. But moving on, Vampire the Masquerade. Do you guys have any thoughts? This is not my type of game.
No. Seeing a lot of vampires lately. I guess they're the new zombies now.
Oh, so you made it for it. You beat me to it. I wanted to make that joke.
I should clarify. Vampire the Masquerade's Blood Hunt. It looks like a vampire co-op or co-op.
Another Left 4 Dead-ish.
I don't know if it was Left 4 Dead-ish. It looks like it was like maybe like a 4v4 or 5v5 kind of thing. If I
was getting the right idea
that from it.
I didn't have any interest in it.
Yeah, I don't know. Zach, you said we're already losing Zach.
Huh? Hello? We still.
He's barely hanging on.
Yeah. God, there's a lot of games, but okay. Anyway,
yeah. Anyone else feel any anxiety from the massive amount of game vomit that just landed on us?
Nah.
I don't want to say anxiety. I'm feeling that it's nice to finally get to be excited about games again, because I tell you, I was fucking out in a desert just looking for a sip of game news.
I mean, you're not wrong. Anywho, does anybody like interactive narratives like Until Dawn? I mean, I think they're cool, but I think they're done now. That hype is gone.
Are you getting us towards the Dark Pictures anthology House of Ashes?
Yes.
This looked like a spooky game. This was not for me right away, but tell me your thoughts on it, Czar.
Well, okay, first off, it is not a game. It is an interactive narrative. You watch everything unfold, but you make like 1 or 2 choices along the way, and either, everybody dies or nobody dies or certain people dies, and you're supposed to get attached to everyone, and it's basically just like watching a movie.
I like watching movies.
Well, there you go.
But not for $60.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it's got so much replay value.
I don't know about that. From the sounds of what you're saying to me, it doesn't feel very replayable, but I don't know. It's got to be somebody's cup of tea. It wouldn't be out there if it wasn't.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the spoopy games, but not when it's just a cutscene. Moving on.
So, Tales of Arise.
Yay!
This is coming us from Bandai Namco. Zach, I honestly thought of you right away when I saw this.
Same.
Yeah. I am pretty excited for this. There's not really the Tales series is huge, and I think this will be the first one that I get into, so I'm excited to get into a new world. But yeah, I gotta wait till September 10th, 2021. It looks JRPG, and when you say it's with interesting combat like Xenoblade, I think that's pretty accurate. And I just like flashy over the top anime RPGs, so yahoo!
There you go. I mean, everyone's got their thing.
Sky, Children of Light for the Nintendo Switch. Apparently that's coming this month on the 29th, and I don't know. I've never seen anything on this game, but now Zach can play it, so that's pretty cool.
I guess.
This is my first time hearing about this game, and I have no thoughts on it. I would be a really bad host for these events because I don't think I would be able to cover up the fact that I don't have interest in games like Tales of Arise or Sky, Children of the Light. I wouldn't be able to keep that perky oh my gosh, wow!
Just smile and wave, that's all you gotta do.
They're I didn't realize how big video games are. I feel it's tough to be into all this, and it's exciting because the more you learn, the more you're oh, I kind of get it now. So that's just where I'll say there. Maybe I'm just not educated enough, which is why I just keep going back to Twitter. Please educate us, specifically me.
Yeah,
Let us know your thoughts.
I have no problem being schooled. All right, I am wrong frequently, and I do not mind being called out for it.
Yahoo!
But moving on to the next thing, Planet of Lana. Now, my only thoughts on this game. If I'm done being interrupted. My only thoughts on this game is that it kind of looked like Ori in the art style, but I did not see enough gameplay to get Ori gameplay vibes. Honestly, I will compare so many of these games to Ori if they have a great fluidity of motion, or if they have a graphic style that I can only compare to Ori. I'm sure there are other good game comparisons, but that's just where my brain goes.
Well, you're fair to make that comparison because Ori's a staple at this point.
It is pretty huge. But I don't really have any other thoughts. What about you guys? Zach, Czar, was this game piquing interest for you guys?
Nope, we're still in the lull of Summer Game Fest, I thought.
Yeah.
And I love that you're saying that because I'm ready to attack this. So, okay, I'm going to go kind of quick. Please interrupt me if you want to because
I'm going to have to interrupt you real quick here because I can see something coming up.
Oh my god, fuck you. All right. Overwatch 2, Baptiste. But, oh my god, how do you say his name? Baptiste. God. Okay, thank you. And somber skin reveals.
Skins.
Cool. Next one, Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance. Okay, this actually looks pretty sick. This is probably my most hyped game.
Yeah, yes, that game was pretty cool.
I am so all about this. I played Dark Alliance back in the day, back in the day. And
what is Dark Alliance? Tell me more.
It was a PS2 game.
You didn't tell me more.
But it was also out for Xbox, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's where I played it.
Was it? Oh, I mean, it was just an amazing RPG. Peaches, you probably have more on this.
Yeah, this came out 2001. I did a quick Google search at it. And, yep, came out for PlayStation 2 and Xbox. This game, it was honestly just a super fun RPG from what I remember, and I loved the combat. And it was like a top-down kind of vibe to it. I don't remember a lot about this game because it came out in 2001.
It was Diablo-esque.
He's 6.
I don't know even if it was necessarily Diablo-esque because it wasn't like a dungeon crawler, right? It was.
Yeah, it was.
It was. Was it? Honestly, I just remember having a ton of fun with this, and I'm excited to get back into it.
Yeah, there's 3 separate areas. You talk to whoever's giving you quests. You go out into a dungeon, then you come back to the bar or wherever and turn in the quests.
Huh.
Just over and over and over.
And over. And over.
Action, role-playing, hack and slash.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of fun with it. And again, 20 years ago is a long time, so I apologize if my memory of it is not that great, but I remember having a ton of fun on it, and I am super excited for another one.
And it's a day one Xbox Game Pass exclusive, not exclusive, but Game Pass is on Xbox platforms. So
hell yeah.
I'm playing it, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
So that's all I got on that one. Ready to move on.
Yo!
Paladins X Gen Lock crossover. I honestly didn't even see this one. I don't know. Do you guys know anything about it?
Paladins is free to play Overwatch. So it'll be fun, but again, this is just skin. So next up, Monster Hunter Stories 2. I'm gonna buy this. This is Pokemon fused with Monster Hunter, and I just fell in with Monster Hunter through Monster Hunter Rise, so I'm super duper excited.
Zara, you got any thoughts on Monster Hunter Stories 2?
I want to get into the series, so I probably won't see this game for a while.
Hey, fair enough. You know, everyone's got a backlog.
Yeah. This next one was really cool.
Honestly, this one, I thought this one was neat looking until I saw one of the reviews for it. So first of all, I want to mention Weezer music is in this. Fucking rad. Love it.
Yeah.
Chaz
It was their
loves his
new
Weezer.
song. Yeah, it was... shit, what? I have it here somewhere. Yeah, it was their new song, Tell Me What You Want, off their new album.
Honestly, it was pretty good.
Yeah,
I actually really like the song.
Oh, it was fire. Straight fire.
So that's awesome. But in the trailer, they had the most baffling quote from the publication Gaming Nexus, which said, "The sunshiny Dark Souls of skateboarding games."
What?
I'm sorry, fucking just
What?
explain that to me step by step, Gaming Nexus. What does that mean?
What? Oh my god.
What is the Dark Souls of skateboarding games? Are there sharks? Do I have to fight them? What is going on?
I know what all of those words mean separately, but together I'm so confused.
I see where the confusion comes from, but I'm imagining like it's just a really hard skateboarding game. Maybe you can fall
With
and break your
boats.
legs. I don't know.
How about we stop comparing? Like, I think the comparison, like, this is the Dark Souls of blank, needs to stop. How about Dark Souls is just its own thing, and if you are not in the Dark Souls genre of game, you do not compare yourself to Dark Souls.
Okay.
That sounds fair.
I am sounding like a real dickhead coming off like this, but I'm drawing a line in the sand.
I'm just sick of it. He's sick of it, guys.
I can't. This is where I draw the line. When you compare a skateboarding game to this is the Dark Souls of skateboarding games.
How dare they?
Anyways, Endless Dungeon. I have no thoughts.
Dungeon crawlers, yay!
It's a thing. They exist.
They
Zach,
exist.
Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. That's a
It
cool
already
game.
came out, but show it again.
I'm kind of tired of hearing news about that.
It's gonna be. I
there's
think
one
it's
thing
gonna be
I-
in consideration for Game of the Year. It looks beautiful.
Oh,
It's the first
Absolutely.
new platform game that actually looks like a new platform. It's sweet. Far Cry 6 time.
Well, hold on. I just want to say real quick.
Oh.
So I agree with you that the Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is probably going to be like a huge contender for Game of the Year. I also want to say that I saw some guy on Twitter bitching, and I'm not going to call out his but he was bitching about how the Flora was not responding to him walking through it, and that's why Insomniac is not a good game studio. So a real
0
just
out of
a
10.
Vague fuck that guy for being an idiot. Gamers don't deserve rights. Far Cry 6 time.
Oh, we went far there.
Yeah, we got a little deep.
Far Cry 6, super weird that they're sticking with this game is not making any political statements shtick. Yeah, no. I love stories as a platform. I think they're just trying to do that to get away from any controversies like Last of Us 2 did.
They're not directly trying to make a statement, but there could be a lot of political stances inferred from what happens in this game. There should be trigger warnings everywhere.
Maybe
It's so
just have
dumb.
fun and think about it.
It's fine to make a political statement with a game. Like who cares? Just make your political statement. Like that's if you have nothing to say, like why are you making a story, you know? Like a story is supposed to have themes, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of those times those themes will relate to politics.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right. It's whatever. That's my only thought on the Far Cry 6 stuff.
I really
I'm excited for Far Cry 6, but
I really like how they brought on Mr. Esposito to talk about Far Cry 6. And Did you guys see how defensive he got when Keeley was calling him the bad guy? He's like, how do you feel about being the bad guy? He's like, well, no, hold on. I'm not the bad guy. I'm the good guy. I'm the guy who loves his country more than anything.
Everyone's the hero of their own story.
I think
he's
it's
just
perfect.
getting sucked into it. He's getting sucked into a bad guy role. But I mean, he's so good at it.
You don't know
I'm
he's
not
the
the
bad
bad
guy.
guy.
Come on. You haven't played the game yet, Czar. You can't do that. You can infer it, sure. Okay, all right. So next up, are we good, or you guys want to talk more Far Cry? Because I'm excited.
I mean, yeah, Far Cry 6 looks good.
October 7th, 2021.
we need to see more. We haven't really seen any gameplay at all, so we'll come back and talk about it then.
Let's see. Okay, next up, guys, exciting. Fall Guys, Nier Automata crossover.
What a weird mashup. That's all I have to say.
What a weird thing.
Yeah, I had no idea what that costume was.
Nier Automata is the sexy robots, androids, whatever you want to call
By
them.
Platinum Games. Kind of like think Bayonetta fused with sexy robots. Yeah, you nailed it.
Oh, okay.
And that's going to be in Fall Guys for some reason. I don't know. Sure.
Fair enough. You do
Make your money, Fall Guys, I guess.
You do you, boo-boo. Next up, Genshin Impact. MiHoYo.
Yeah, this is just a gacha game that released on all platforms.
People really liked it, but it is a dumb
People
platform
really
game.
liked it, but you hit a brick wall where you need to start spending money if you want to progress, and I'm not about that.
And that's why we give it the gacha name. Like you said, I love it, Jess. All right. They got you by your wallets. So after that, we have Deviation Games' new PlayStation IP, which that's it.
I got one thing.
Title.
I do got one thing to say about that. They kept going on about how, like, we don't have anything to show you. We have no video. We have no details about any games that we're doing, but we're partnering with PlayStation.
We were worried about running low on time. We're running high on time, so let's just move on to Back 4 Blood real quick.
Cool. I want it.
This is probably the second best looking game in the thing. It's just like Left 4 Dead times like just outrageousness, which is sweet. Like there's a zombie dragon golem thing, right? Did I say that right?
I mean, new Left 4 Dead. I love it. I mean, I like Left 4 Dead. I will play anything that even remotely tries to match the quality in the same genre.
Sorry, just laughed hard.
Tunic, I have no thoughts.
No, it's an Xbox IP. Yay!
Hooray. Zach, any thoughts on Tunic?
You nailed it.
All right, Tribes of Midgard. The only thing I really thought was like it kind of reminded me of Valheim, but with like different and honestly worse combat from the looks of it. But I think that's an opinion. 10-player co-op I think is a cool concept, but good luck knowing 10 people.
I'm not that social.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys have any thoughts on this one?
No.
All right, Zach, you're hyped for Evil Dead the game.
I am
Tell
too.
me why.
I just remember watching Evil Dead. Whenever it came out, the remake 2013, not the Bruce Campbell one, which is good too. And just being scared shitless. And so like this is Dead by Daylight. What is it? Friday the 13th game.
Five Nights at Freddy's, or
but then it's Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Okay.
And then what was the Predator game came out too. So it's just like another thriller movie where you get to play as one of the 4 protagonists, and you can even play as the bad guy, and just a typical shtick of trying to stay alive or kill people. It looks really fun. It's coming to Switch even, which I thought was kind of cool because it looked gorgeous. So
yeah, that's neat.
Yeah.
Czar, tell me your thoughts on this.
Oh, I'm in the same boat as Zach. I have loved the Evil Dead since, the beginning of it to the show, which this game looks heavily inspired by the show because you got Pablo, and I don't remember everyone else's name there, but Dead by Daylight looks awesome, looks great to the lore. Evil Dead is the best B-list horror movie, changed my mind.
All right, there you go. And last, and honestly, most definitely not least, Elden Ring.
Yeah, they ended with a bang.
Yes, they did.
Now, we predicted this one for E3, but they went ahead and did it at Summer Game Fest. So, what do you guys think? Like, this honestly is a good closer for Summer Game Fest, at least the first of
It looks
Summer
like
Game
Dark
Fest.
Souls.
I was hoping Chaz would get more ruse out of that one. Okay, anyway, it looks...
honestly, to be straight up with you, all I heard is something Dark Souls.
It looks like Dark Souls, which is it's from software, so it should.
I think it's
So
an
it
extension
should.
of Dark Souls.
It's Dark Souls times not Elder Scrolls. Fuck, what's the Hobbit series? It's bigger than
Lord
that,
of the
though.
Rings?
Lord of the Rings. It looks gorgeous. It looks fun. It looks like amazing. So,
Yeah, this is really going to be like the Dark Souls of Dark Souls type games.
Yes.
I think that's what you were getting at before.
It just looks amazing, and so I'm excited. And hopefully it'll be gorgeous, beautiful, fantastical.
I'll get my thoughts in here real quick because I mean, my favorite From Software game was actually Sekiro. I think Sekiro like took the Dark Souls formula and did something really interesting with it, and I really enjoyed that. This game looks like it's kind of going back to Dark Souls and expanding on like the gameplay elements of it. So I can appreciate that. I just don't know if this one's going to be for me.
Chaz doesn't like angry games. It's a pretty angry game.
What do you mean I don't like angry games? I've spent over 2,000 some hours on League of Legends.
Fair enough.
Czar, tell me your thoughts on Elden Ring.
I have none. It looked
Wow,
cool.
really?
Yeah, no, it looked cool. I have had no interest in Elden Ring though.
Is Elden Ring coming to everything besides Switch?
I'm pretty sure.
Besides
Everything but Switch. You know,
Yeah, I don't think a Switch can play
but
that game.
every other Dark
Nintendo,
Souls
Nintendo.
game or every Souls game is actually not Bloodborne. I should probably look into this more before confidently saying shit.
Nah, confidently say shit. I love it. It gets me.
Talk out of your ass.
Elden Ring coming to all platforms. It looks like. Yep,
Nice.
except for Switch. Sorry,
Oh.
Zach.
It do be like that though.
So let's
Summer Game Fest.
Wrap this up. Yeah, let's wrap this up. What are you guys' closing thoughts on what we've seen of Summer Game Fest so far?
Summer Game Fest was better than last year. But in that regard, I literally felt like it had a good beginning and a good ending, and everything else just felt like they squeezed it in there and just shake this out as long as they could. And it felt
Yeah.
like it, and it wasn't good. I don't know. Other than Elden Ring, the Evil Dead game, and Monster Hunter Stories, which you already knew about, I was not entertained. And Tiny Tina's Wonderland. What do you guys think? Are you guys on the same thing? Or are you guys like, it was fine?
No, you're right. It was too long. They had a great strong beginning. They had a really great strong end, but the middle was just complete fluff. I felt like overall the event was very unorganized and honestly kind of a little too informal. Like, I think they could have organized it in sections or even made separate segments, you know, instead of just rapidly vomiting games at us. Plus, there was too much fluff, as I said, in the middle, like Fall Guy ads and several minutes of airtime where they're just like, well, we don't have a game to show you or really anything to say about it, but, you know, we're still going to stand here for 5 minutes. And then, you know, just dramatic outros for all these games that we don't even get to see any gameplay of. Like, that was my biggest complaint about Summer Game Fest, is that we did not see much gameplay.
Yeah, I think you guys summed it up pretty much. There was some interesting stuff in it, but I feel like they really padded the beginning and the end with like the interesting stuff, and like everything in the middle I felt like I could have skipped and been fine. And just fuck you, Coke Media. Just absolutely go fuck yourself.
Coke Media.
Don't show your face around me ever again.
Don't at me.
But honestly, that's all my thoughts. It was a good taster for like E3, because from what we saw from Xbox today, and we'll get into that once Zara's gone.
Oh, we have no more time to talk about it.
So, I don't know about you guys, but I think that's going to wrap us up here.
Wow, that was a lot of gaming news. I'm still feeling that anxiety. There's so many new games coming.
Yeah, but you get to miss
wallet.
out on the E3 episode, so you can skip out on the anxiety of having to try to get through all that.
Yeah, I'm taking a mental health day. I don't know how to process all this.
Zach, if you don't have any closing thoughts, I'll get us out of here.
Yahoo!
All right. So, thank you everybody for joining us for another episode of the Game Tea Podcast with no JP. We'll see you in the next one.
You just got your game tea.
Bye.
If you like what you heard today and you're looking for more ways to get your game tea fix, check us out on Patreon. With bronze, silver, and gold tiers starting at $2 a month, there are several incredible rewards you can receive for supporting the show, such as a follow from us on Twitter, access to a monthly Q&A session, an invitation to our private Discord server, and even bonus episodes of the podcast only accessible to patrons. Your donations will be used to make the show even better. The link to Patreon is in the description with our social media, so go check it out. Once again, thank you so much for listening to the Game Tea Podcast.